Faggots, the evil. Faggot.
I've got to fly back from the detention facility because Oddball was running crimes.
Like, he's the most toxic player in the Xbox. Do you not know this? That's why I don't really converse with him.
Hi, it's Ball 1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I've seen DVO getting killed by you lot in DVO's video. And if you haven't seen DVO's video of this, go watch it. I shared it on my community feed. But you haven't seen the surprise ending after what happens. So, DVO was in his vet at the CG. He was also pledged to an imp. And TOC wanted to gank him. And I pulled him at the start. And everyone jumped in and started killing him. You know. That was always going to happen. Like Devo turned up in a vat. There was a lot of people around, you know, that wanted to kill him for various reasons. Me, it was because he was an imp. And I must admit, when I started shooting him and realised he was AFK, I was like, what should I do? Oh, I'll just keep firing. Anyway, so as you can see, other people are dropping in, and this isn't actually my wing mates yet because I haven't got my wing beacon switched on since I come back from my carrier. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I had to switch my wing beacon back on. This is actually TOC dropping on my low wake because they wanted to kill Devo, and you know, you can't keep a pack of hungry hyenas away from him. I'm not actually 100% sure who got involved on this or how many it was in the end. But I know Soundfish is definitely in here, and I think it was Pugnut that was in here. I was in here, and I think it's Owl, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, like, I was just focusing on keeping my beam lasers firing and getting my heat up. You'll see, once my shields go down, I just go silent running and have a giggle. Because, you know, I'm not worried about taking a rebuy in this FDL. This FDL is a suicide machine. It basically, it'll fight you, and then once my shields go down, the heat build up massively and try and take you with me. Because I'm pretty much dead as soon as I go into silent running. I do occasionally survive. There's a couple of clips of me fighting Old Oz Bladeboard where I survive on very low hull after cooling down. But, you know, you'll see what happens at the end of this fight and whether I cooled down or not after the Devo attack. But, yeah, you can see there's a lot of plasmats going on. There's a lot of mines, missiles, all sorts going on in this instance. I hit more of the mines, I think, than Devo did. But I wasn't worried about that. I was just focusing on keeping those beam lasers on target and staying in front of Devo. Like, just, you know, occasionally turning fast enough so he couldn't keep target on me, but occasionally giving him something to shoot at, and just staying, you know, where he could see me and see me get weaker and my shields start going down. And once I go silent running, it's all about just keeping those beam lasers firing at maximum power, because then this thing really starts to shred. Once you get that heat up, you know, this thing does a lot of damage anyway, but when it's doing 60% more damage on every beam laser, it starts getting into silly shredding material. So it's a good fun ship to use. Everybody hates fighting against this ship because it's a gimbaled beam laser build. It blinds you, it's gimbals, and it does so much damage when it's fully procced. If I can keep you at certain ranges, it's incredibly damaging because there is damage drop off on those beam lasers. They are only efficient ones, so it's all about keeping people in a certain range, just really letting the beam lasers and the thermal damage do its meltiness. Even though a lot of people do focus on their thermal resistance, generally the thermal resistance is lower, and I've still got kinetic weapons on here with my multi-cannons and a missive and a corrosive. And that really helps shred hull. That bit of corrosive and then beam lasers into the hull, it can be very, very brutal. Also, the beam lasers are very good for taking out modules, even though I just don't bother targeting modules that often. I should do it more, I just don't. Frodo's very good at just, like, you know, using those shortcut keys to target modules while he's doing other things, you know. Scrub used to always be amazing at, like, targeting modules. Ready, me, it just takes me a while to target the modules, and I will admit, when I go after modules a lot, it's generally because it's IED guys that I'm going after, or someone else. Combat loggers will very much target modules. You know, if I'm really desperate to get the kill or I want to get the kill, I'll target modules. It was really handy this because I could sit right in front of him knowing the target lock breaker was going to wind him up. But yeah, at this point, I'm dead already. Look at the heat I'm at. And it's only getting worse, like rapidly worse. I wasn't too worried about collisions. I was just focusing on, I think he's going to die before I die. And then I wasn't going to worry too much about it. Because, you know, trading my FDL for a Corvette, I'll take that all day. You know, the imp dies, I'm happy. Also, me being low on health and sat right in front of him has encouraged him to stay in this fight. Whereas I think he should have taken the sensible option and got away. But he did stick around, fair play to him. He's trying to get the kill on me. But in this instance, it didn't quite work out for him. But, you know, it happens.
Stay on population, you bro!
However, he can take solace in the fact that I'm pretty much already dead. I didn't think I was going to survive this given my current heat and the fact my hull's so low. I had, I think, one heat sink. I could reboot and repair, maybe sit for more heat sinks. Maybe I would have survived, maybe not. But you'll see what happens when I start to reboot and repair. I get the impression that somebody was still holding a grudge about having to fly back from that detention center, you know. If you heard the voice clip at the start, that was just before this fight. I was going back to my carrier to rearm, and yeah, Garon said that he wanted to kill DVO, and Selfish was complaining about me. Well, they were saying about me sending him to detention and how toxic I am in this game. And Selfish decided that he wasn't going to let me get away with reboot and repairing and surviving this incident, and thought he'd just take me out, which is fairly easy to do when I've got no shields and very little hull left and I've pretty much cooked. But you know, I would have liked to have seen if I could have survived, but yeah, it's some comfort to Devo that he did take me with him. And if it wasn't, well, with a little bit of help from Selfish the One, who's also getting revenge because I made him go to the detention center because I had crimes on when we had that little 3v3. So all in all, I think everyone's happy. I killed an imp, died in the process. Selfish gets revenge on me for sending him to the detention center. I'm still happy because we won the 3v3, even though I did something really horribly toxic to win it in having crimes on. And yeah, both me and TOC got our gank in. Everything went to plan. It's all good. So as you watch me die to the incoming missiles, as I kick back and we'll wait for death, will it be the heat? Will it be the missiles? I don't know. Something will kill me. Will it say Selfish or will it say the heat? Don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But as this video comes to close, it's really that's all. Thank you very much for watching. But I'll be honest, I still found it funny that the amount that Selfish got revenge and killed me here, I didn't wake up at the detention center like he did.